TIFU and now I have to hide my leg from my husband for a week or more. I'm a teacher. A kindergarten teacher. And I should know better. Right now, for some reasons, kindergarten is on Zoom. I teach from my dining room table, because it is the best space with the best light. Unfortunately, there's a big sliding glass door in my dining room and it's not one of those fancy double-pane insulating ones, either. Oh, and I removed the curtains months ago because I wanted all that sweet sunlight to illuminate my sweet teaching. So it's kinda cold. My feet are always freezing. Last night I asked my dear husband to please bring in the space heater from the garage, so I could put it in the dining room to warm my piggies during Zoom kindergarten. Now dear husband is really a dear, and I love him and he loves me. But sometimes he's a bit of a nag and a worrier.
And the space heater lives in the garage because he hates it, always concerned that I'm going to burn the house down or the cat will set herself on fire. Still, because he loves me, he brought it in. And because he's a worrier and a nag, he reminded me this morning to keep it 3 feet away from furniture, upholstery, and the, currently non-existent, curtains. And for God's sake be careful. And because I love him, I waited until he was out of the room before I rolled my eyes, tucked that bad boy under the table, and fired it up. Now this hot beast cycles on and off. It was getting me nice and toasty while we reviewed rhyming words. My feet stayed warm while we read the mitten and cut out animal pictures. It shut off for a while when we were watching a Scholastic magazine video about Arctic animals, so by the time we finished my tootsies were feeling the Arctic chill. I pulled the heater in just a little closer. The cat was into it, too. I mean, I take full responsibility but we were in this together. About halfway through measuring length with linking cubes, I felt like my legs were maybe a wee bit too hot, so I tucked my feet back under my chair. We wrapped up with a Jack Hartman video count to 100 and exercise, and about an hour ago I waved the kinders off for their asynchronous work time, and got up to make myself some tea. Of course I turned the heater off. I'm careful like that. Plus, the cat was sitting closer than she probably should have. But as I sat down with my cuppa, I noticed a stinging sensation just below my right knee. I pulled my pant leg up and kids, I was shook. I have angry red splotches on the front of my leg, and the beginnings of a blister. It is not pretty. And now that I look at it, it kinda hurts, too.
Folks, be careful with your space heaters. It was 3 feet away from anything combustible except for me and the cat. She's fine. But I'm slightly flame broiled. And I am not telling my husband. He would be kind and sympathetic and he might even resist the urge to say, "I told you so," but he would never forget. So I'll be wearing knee-high socks to bed for a while until this heals. I'm an idiot. TLDR. TIFU. Yup. Today. By broiling my limb on a heater. And now I have to hide it because I, a grown-ass woman, can't bear to see my husband's pitying look and read the reproachful "but I warned you" in his eyes. Edit. Sincere thanks to all who showed concern and gave treatment advice. It's several hours later. And the blister is about the size and shape of a large sunflower seed. I have about 6 similarly sized livid spots below it. And one a little larger. The total amount of injured skin is probably just over a square inch. I've treated it with aloe and vitamin E. I'm sending the heater back to the garage. The cat will be disappointed. Moisturize that bitch like it's the Queen of Sheba and don't let it get dry. This will reduce any potential for scarring and speed up healing. If you can get it, buy some first, honey. This will also reduce scarring and speed up healing like a MF. I had chemical burns on my face from an acid peel. I left one burn as a control and used it on the others. By the following night, the burns that I used honey on were gone. The control scabbed and left a dark mark for about another week.
I was reading this and in the background, coincidentally, the radio was playing My Way by Frank Sinatra. Improve the story by 100%.
This may seem a little crazy. But bear with me. It may be worth getting some blood work or something. You should definitely be able to feel that kind of burning well before blistering point. My best friend years ago, at age 18 or so, burned her leg on a heater because her legs were always too cold. Shortly after, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Apparently it was part of why she was too cold and didn't feel her leg burning in time. I assume as a teacher you're well beyond the type 1 diabetes age. But it may be worth looking into whether that's normal. Type 2 diabetes, nerve damage, things like that could cause reduced sensitivity in your legs. If it blistered, it's going to be a whole lot longer than a week. Potentially permanent scarring. Might just want to throw your razor away and go full Chewbacca. Maybe he'll be into it.
Dump the heater. Buy an electric oil-based heater. Safe and won't start a fire. They look like old-fashioned radiators from NYC apartments.
I 100% understand and fully support your decisions. I've done similar when I was starting to cook for a dinner party, and as I went to use our new knives, my husband was like, "Careful. They're really sharp." Really? Are our new knives really sharp, Matt? I'd never have guessed. Anyway, next thing, I cut off a little sliver of fingertip. I remember stemming the bleeding with a kitchen towel because I was not about to walk past him and let him see me getting things out of the first aid kit. As a firefighter, I know water gel works wonders, but you might be a bit late. It really helps to heal quickly. https://www.watergel.com/professional-product/emergency-burn-care/burn-dressings/ Take it from someone who is often so cold. They burn themselves trying to get warm. Get your iron and TSH checked. I've legit never seen a cat get too hot from something like a heater. My cat growing up would lay under the wood stove in my basement while it was ablaze, heating the entire house in the winter. There wasn't even proper clearance under there. She had to crawl under it. During an ice storm, we cooked on the top of that wood stove too. So it was hot. Lol. Just tell him. The sexiest thing my ex ever said to me in the 5 years we were together was, "Honey, you were right. Why go through all the hard work of deception when you can spin this into a compliment?" This sounds exactly like the kinder class I am in. Jack Hartman and rhyming words. Any suggestions for activities to do over Zoom? I am running out of ideas. When I was a kid, I sat too close to a space heater wearing a down-filled jacket. It started on fire. There was lots of adult supervision, so it was put out before injury. Suya. Be careful. LMAO Great Red. I hope you heal up. I've heard aloe works well on burns. You must be one of those weird lizard people that have baths that are only hot water. How the hell does this even happen to someone? I'm just amazed that this incident did not involve you actually touching the heater. I was waiting for the part where you accidentally knocked into it. Instead, you broiled yourself to the level of injury while just taking it. Have you considered you could be the second coming of St. Lawrence, who, when he was being martyred by being cooked to death, said, "Turn me over. I'm well done on this side." Quote. Definitely don't apply pressure onto the burns like the socks. They need to breathe. And get burn ointment. This was a surprisingly wholesome read. Hope it heals fast. You and your husband sound like you have a great relationship. We used to have one of those horrible heaters that's like a box on wheels with a gas bottle inside. And it lit up, I think 2 or 3 panels on the front, but it had like a guard in front of it. We got the same warnings about torching the place down to the ground. I wonder if the one op has is similar. I kinda miss it though, just for the nostalgia. Good luck with your sore bits. Ahaha. I can totally imagine myself doing that and my so telling me, I knew it would happen. Well, I mean I already burned my thighs cause I was too close of the fire when we were barbecuing. And I didn't even notice it until I went to change myself. It was for a big family party at lunch and I started roasting the lamb at 8 o'clock. Well written and entertaining. Sorry about your legs.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.